Hey, it's PDB and
CL Cool.
the Music Vault. 60s and beyond, beyond. Welcome. All who enter will be psychedelicized and revolutionized. We are back in Jolt Radio, Miami, Florida, folks, digging deep into the mega rare rarities vault for your listening pleasure. So sit back, relax, and wait till you hear what we uncover from the Music Vault.
60s and beyond,
beyond.
Perfect. I'm gonna leave the mics hot. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the mics are a little hot.
So no, we're doing them hot.
Oh.
So I'm leaving them hot just so we're recording it. I can listen to all this.
No
stuff.
distortion.
So what is your? So do your first take.
Okay, here we go.
Because this is gonna be you come into the first song after Beyond first song.
First
Now
song, She's Gone.
Now it's your first. You're doing the first segment, right? Then comes CL.
Right.
Let's go.
She's Gone, the Soft Machine 1967. There are quite a few Soft Machine versions of this great psych rock tune from 1967. The first was a demo produced by Giorgio Gomelski, released later in varied music compilations. In 1967, however, later that year, it was recorded at Sound Technique Studios in London as a planned single produced by Joe Boyd, the version we just heard. Although it had limited chart success, it's an innovative song for its time. It's got a great vibe to it, and my personal favorite version. It's a tight, psych rock gem with that unique British songwriting style from the psychedelic 60s. Big-time 60s British music producer Joe Boyd, who also owned one of the hottest clubs in London at the time, the UFO Club, took in the Soft Machine and really liked their songwriting style and their live performances at the UFO. He later expressed that the Soft Machine was kind of like a substitute for Pink Floyd, who producer Joe Boyd at the time was really hot for signing up. The Soft Machine 1967 lineup was Kevin Ayers, vocals and bass guitar, David Allen, electric guitar, Mike Rutledge, keyboard, Rob Wyatt, vocals and drums. Well, me mates, you heard it first here. In the MV60s and beyond, the tradition continues our quest to present mega rare music gems for you. You just heard the Soft Machine doing the psychedelic rock gem She's Gone, released 1967.
Awesome. Perfect.
That was perfect, right?
That was
No,
great.
I made one little mistake.
mistake at the end. I'll get it. I'll get into it.
You can fix it
How are you going to do it?
with through AI.
AI, man. I heard that.
I don't want to be touched by AI.
No,
No me toque
It was like a
con
little-
AI.
It was a little. You did something.
You want me to do it again?
No, don't do it again.
Pero entonces,
We'll be good.
What'd you do? Like a little flourish or
It
something?
was
I
like
just did a little misstep on a word.
on a word, yeah.
Just a little misstep.
On a word. All right. CL.
You tripped.
You're,
little
you're up
trip.
next, right?
Yep.
And this is just. This is not. This is just you doing this narrative, right?
Mhm.
All right. So go for it.
The Kansas group, The Blue Things, with their single from 1966, Dollhouse, about a brothel prostitute, which Time magazine did a feature on, reflecting on the supposedly obscene lyrics in rock music of the time. The song, if you listen closely, of course, has that folk rock mercy beat sound, a sound which was totally different from the Blue Things psych-sounding record from 1966 called Listen and See. The Blue Things evolved from a group called the Blue Boys, which were more of a country rockabilly band. This sound changed once the group signed with RCA Records and became the Blue Things. The Blue Things recorded several singles and, of course, that one lone LP, Listen and See. The group were more successful as a live touring band than recording artists. This has kept their memory alive with people that saw their live act around the country, especially in California, which the Blue Things toured extensively back in 67 to 68. Their lone LP has been released out of Japan with great sound and a treasure trove of bonus tracks, featuring their singles in one great package.
Beautiful. All right, Petey, you're up next, right?
The New Colony 6, Things I Like to Say, released 1968. Famous in the 60s Chicago rock scene before they broke out nationally, it could be said that the New Colony 6, the group we just heard, were competitors of Paul Revere and the Raiders. But it was only because they wore the same Revolutionary era type army garb as part of their media persona. But as far as music styles are concerned, they were miles apart. The soft pop ballad we just heard, Things I Like to Say from 1968, is really not heard that much today, or at all in today's popular 60s hit radio stations. Things I Like to Say reached number 16 on the pop charts in 68, and unlike Paul Revere and the Raiders, who were famous for their gritty rock pop garage style, the new Colony 6 have been called purveyors of the soft pop ballads of the 60s. And I agree. You just heard the soft pop ballad Things I'd Like to Say by the New Colony 6, released in 1968.
One of the great 1960s cult bands, another Chicago group, H.P. Lovecraft, named after the famous American science fiction horror writer. H.P. Lovecraft, the band, was formed in Chicago back in 1967, blending folk, mysticism, and psychedelia. Frontman George Edwards, who happened to be a Dunwich Records session vocalist, entered a Chicago recording studio, backed by a Chicago backup band called The Roving Kind, to record a cover of the Trogs' semi-hit, Any Way That You Want Me. This became, along with its B-side, It's All Over For You, H.P. Lovecraft's first single. George Edwards and multi-instrumentalist Dave Michaels became the two leading forces in the group. Their debut LP, released at the tail end of 1967, the self-titled H.P. Lovecraft, featured the FM underground hit The White Ship, a 6-minute opus which was based on an actual story written by author H.P. Lovecraft. The song contained droning feedback, somber harmonies, Baroque harpsichord, and a genuine chiming bell dating back to the year 1811. Talk about authenticity. The album also contained the song we just played, a cover of Dino Valenti's Get Together, which was made famous by the group The Youngbloods earlier in that year of 67. H.P. Lovecraft's live shows at Bill Graham's Fillmore and Winterland ballrooms, two hippie meccas of that era, were legendary. If you're a connoisseur of late 1960s trippy, esoteric psych, pick up the group's officially released albums, the self-titled H.P. Lovecraft from 1967 and 1968's H.P. Lovecraft 2. You won't be disappointed.
It's gonna be a showdown, me bros. Released 1969, Archie Bell and the Drells, this was their follow-up to their huge hit Tighten Up, released a year earlier in 68. Tighten Up initially was a local Houston hometown hit on the Ovide label, and Atlantic Records picked it up for natural... Oh, let's do that again.
Do it again?
Yeah. Excuse me. Gonna be showed... Oops, start again. Sorry. I feel like I'm recording a song.
That's right.
Okay.
That's what it is.
It sure is. Gonna be a showdown, me bros. Released 1969. Archie Bell and the Drells, this was their follow-up to their huge hit Tighten Up, released a year earlier in 1968. Tighten Up initially was a local Houston hometown hit on the Ovide label, and Atlantic Records picked it up for national distribution, and Tighten Up reached number 1 on both Billboard charts and the R&B charts as an early funk classic. Now, Showdown, the track we just heard, was the single follow-up and is less funky, on a more urban jazzy soul vibe, and was featured in their eponymous final album in 1969. It only reached number 21 on the Billboard chart and reached number 6 on the R&B soul chart, but I love the vibe on this tune, and I fell in love with it, continued grooving on it from the first time I heard it in 1969. It always stuck, and it's a bit of a rare gem and deserves the recognition we give to the rarities here on the MV60s and beyond. You heard another rare track down the pike, Archie Bell and the Drells doing Showdown, released 1969.
Okay, so now we got to do the show blurb.
The show blurb. That's
All
right.
right, so
Where we're at.
start it.
Goodbye Columbus comes before.
After Goodbye Columbus.
After this, right? After the
After it has narrative, comes Goodbye Columbus.
Goodbye Columbus.
And then after that, we do the blurb.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hey. Hey, it's PDB and
CL Cool.
the Music Vault. 60s and beyond, 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 beyond.
Perfect. All right. Who's coming in next?
Carlos.
I am.
CL, sorry. Sorry. I can't
CL,
help
get
it.
into
I've known you.
character,
Get
man.
into
I know you.
character.
I know
man.
you.
You
I
gotta
gotta
get
get
into
the
character.
character.
Come on, man.
Get into character.
Clase de CL.
I'm a little doubtful here. All right.
I've known this guy half my life.
All right, let's go. CL, you are live. I mean,
The haunting vocals of Tina Meltzer, that was Flying Away from 1967 by the obscure San Francisco folk rock group The Serpent Power, featured in their debut LP of the same name. This was truly one of the genuine San Francisco-based groups, The Serpent Power, formed by composer-guitarist David Meltzer and his wife, vocalist Tina Meltzer. The group's sound and style was regarded as a true representation of the burgeoning so-called San Francisco sound, which was a sound that was quite different from the sound of their neighbors 380 miles to the south, L.A. Their one and only LP, The Serpent Power, failed to chart at the time, barely a ripple in the large ocean of music that came out in that great musical year of 1967. The album has been recognized over the years as one of the first to introduce the influence of Middle Eastern music and establishing what became known later as Raga Rock. Rolling Stone magazine has also recognized The Serpent Power as one of the top 50 albums of 1967. If you're interested in listening to this rare but important group of the San Francisco sound, Vanguard Records has put on a remastered pristine version of the group's one and only LP. Pick this one up. Drop everything that you're doing right now and pick it up. It's worth it.
That's the high register B3 organ sound on that melody. It's definitely a sound that is rare and never heard in today's music. Walter Wanderley from 1966, Summer Samba. It was a latecomer to the samba craze that hit the USA, which was starting to wind down. Samba came to the US in the early 60s and is still prevalent today and has become a permanent idiom of jazz expression and improvisation. One of the visionary producers we can thank for bringing in and commercializing the bossa nova samba style of. I'm sorry. I got something in my throat. Let's do this again. I don't know. I'm having a throat thing today. Sorry.
Let's record that too. Let's call that sound too. It's fun.
You think so?
Yeah.
Where? Where are we going to put it?
Put it somewhere, like at the end of the show.
No,
right?
I'm not going to.
We could do that, John, right?
You want to take my gargle and enhance it with AI?
whatever we want. Enhance it.
Well, we have to find out where we want it. Let's put it somewhere.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, wait a minute. Does anything
right before you start?
do any of your no? I can't do. Do any of your songs have like water or anything?
But we can do it at the end of the show.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm gonna send you.
Excuse me. Okay, here we go.
Are you ready to go, Petey?
Ready to go, brother.
Do you need some honey?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Maybe some rum?
Do you? Okay. That's the high register B3 organ sound on that melody. It's definitely a sound that is rare and never heard in today's music. Walter Wanderley from 1966, Summer Samba. It was a latecomer to the samba craze that hit the USA, which was starting to wind down. Samba came to the U.S. in the early 60s and is still prevalent today and has become a permanent idiom of jazz expression and improvisation. One of the visionary producers we can thank for bringing in and commercializing the bossa nova samba style of music to American audiences is Creed Taylor. He single-handedly turned the Verve Jazz label into the hottest label of the swingin' 60s. Walter Wanderley, the organist we just heard on Summer Samba, was born in Recife, Brazil, and later started performing in São Paulo with the likes of João Gilberto and many other Brazilian artists. In 1966, the great Tony Bennett spotted him during a Brazilian tour and urged him to move to the U.S., specifically to San Francisco. Then Bennett proceeded to try to convince Creed Taylor to sign Walter Wanderley to the Verve label. Creed was hesitant at first because the samba fad was dying out. Bennett continued to press, and Creed decided to do a trial 45 of Summer Samba, written by Brazilian brothers Marcos and Paolo Valle. It was an instant success with heavy national radio airplay. Walter Wanderley never returned to Brazil and remained in San Francisco and pursued a moderate music career from then on. You just heard another rarity here on the MV60s and Beyond, Summer Samba, an instrumental samba pop hit from 1966.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right.
Okay, so no, do it again. Do it again. He can put it whatever you can put that whatever we wanted to later, right, John?
What the hell are we going to do with that? That's terrible.
We do it at the end. After the Hellraisers. After the Hellraisers.
I might as well start farting.
After the Hellraisers, we put it on.
I might as well, me voy a tirar un peo aquí,
Jesus Christ.
en a la para.
Speedy man, unhinged.
Oh, man.
Mío.
Well, this one here, after I do my narrative, I'm going to ask him something about this.
So I'm gonna leave him. I'm gonna leave both.
Both,
my
yeah.
son.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
You want me to reply with the gargle?
No. We're going to put that after we finish with the Hellraisers, we're going to put that at the end.
I don't know what we're going to put that thing.
At the end.
It's disgusting. A mí no me gusta.
You guys are good to go.
Okay.
Okay. Sunshine Pop. We love this genre of music. We featured it on the Music Vault before. Sunshine Pop. It soothes the mind and the soul. 1967's Back on the Street Again by the LA group, the Sunshine Company. A Mamas and the Papas style group featuring female vocalist Mary Nance, with the rest of the group consisting of Maury Mauso, Larry Sims, Merrill Briganti, Douglas Mark, and Dave Hodgkins. The group was discovered by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band manager Bill McEwen. Imperial Records scooped up the Sunshine Company, and in 1967, yes, 1967 again, something about that year, they released their debut LP, Happy is the Sunshine Company, which contained their two biggest hits, Look Up, Here Comes the Sun, and the tune we just heard, Back on the Street Again. Two less successful albums followed with diminishing results. However, for pure joy, nothing brings a smile to the face as Back on the Street Again. Sunshine Pop is a genre that would become somewhat even more successful in the early 1970s, before unfortunately disappearing altogether, but the music and the memories remain, which is what the Music Vault 60s and Beyond is all about. And we love Sunshine Pop. We have a huge collection of Sunshine Pop, right, PDB?
A huge collection. It was very influential at the time, and of course, it was very simplistic pop with silly themes, but very melodic, and it was all part of the decade of the 60s, you know. And 1967 was a magical year, cool, because we actually did a theme show based on 1967 with a lot of great
We
rare
could
cuts.
do many shows on 1967. That's
Many.
how prolific the music from that period was, from that
Absolutely.
year.
Experimental. Everybody was doing something for the sake of creativity, and that was the beauty. It was like a renaissance.
Yes, it wasn't just the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. It was many, 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 many more bands and groups out there doing great music that year.
Absolutely, the unsung heroes.
The unsung heroes of the music.
Absolutely, and you know, talking about Sunshine Pop, it was called initially bubblegum pop in the beginning, and then it transpired into a Sunshine Pop. But bubblegum pop was a big part, and one of the definitive groups of that time of bubblegum pop and Sunshine Pop was the 1910 Fruit Company, of course, with the Yummy, 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 I Got Love in My Tummy. And, of course, Tommy Rowe with Dizzy and from 1968. So Bubble Pop is here to stay, and Sunshine Pop is here to stay as well. And I'm just so happy that it made a mark.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe one day we can do a whole show on Sunshine Pop in the future.
We got the reserves for that, man.
Absolutely. Yes, we do.
All right.
All right. The Sunshine Company with Back on the Street Again, here on the Music Vault 60s and Beyond.
All right. Petey, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's for the Jackson Tuff one? Jackson Tuff?
Brother Jack McDuff American organist, born 1926, passed away in 2001. Jack McDuff was also a band leader and was quite prominent during the bop and soul jazz era of the 1960s. He is credited as giving George Benson his first big break in the jazz scene, and coincidentally enough, George Benson is the featured guitarist in the cut we just heard, Long Day Blues. And what a solo it is! Benson is definitely one of the best jazz guitarists ever, man. Period. Punto. Long Day Blues, the cut we just heard, also features the smooth and soulful Red Holloway on tenor sax and Joe Dukes on those drums so tight. I love the feel of this freewheeling, no-holds-barred blues performance that just says it all, baby. That's Brother Jack McDuff on the B3 Hammond organ. We just heard a rare blues jazz cut on the MV60s and beyond, composed and performed by Brother Jack McDuff. Long Day Blues, released 1990. It's part of the Beyond, 60s and beyond.
Dude, 60s, almost 60 years ago, man.
Ain't that something?
We're
Great.
talking about like.
You were born in 81.
82.
You were born in 82.
Some wild shit, man.
In 82, I was here in Miami. I just got back from New York City, and I was doing a lot of coke, man. Scarface.
You were on
Antonio Montana.
Hoover mode.
And I met
was
him.
the-
I was working at this video store called Video Excitement. What a title. In Hialeah.
And you were excited.
And he
Come on, guys, you gotta close up the
and
store.
this in Hialeah, this guy walks in. He's 10 years older than me, younger than me, so he was like, what? In
Like
1980
20s,
in his
20s.
early 20s. He walks in Hialeah, and this store was a front for a coke dealer, you know. But anyway, I won't say that on the air. But I knew all
I'm
the
reading
stuff.
all this, dude.
I knew all the stuff. That's why he hired me. I knew movies. I knew the trivia. I knew all that stuff. So he hired me. He walks in with his father, and he starts telling me all this trivia. In Hialeah, telling me all these facts about this movie, and do you have this one? I go, this guy freaking knows. How does this guy living in Hialeah know all this stuff about American movies? You know what I mean? And I was very attracted by that. So, well, not no.
It was the coke.
In a
Coke talking.
There's the coke talking there.
No, I didn't want to go
No, man,
two
let me
ways.
tell you something.
It was a brotherly thing, for God's sake. So I say, hey man, let's be friends, and we just from then on, we've been friends.
from then on, yeah, we are nothing but friends.
We're nothing but.
We are nothing but friends.
So that was it, man.
Back a long time, man. Shit.
I've known him
Been
half
known
my
each other
life.
for 40 some years, no?
Yeah, 40 something years. Ain't that something?
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
That's pretty wild. All right.
You
so
weren't
now
in
we
your-
got your last.
I got
recap,
my last
right?
one now here.
Okay. Let's do it.
Now, on this last, here where it says, hey, and it sounds like this train has reached this destination of the
That's
next
what you
week's
want-
show.
that's
That's
what
what I
you
want
want
the Hellraisers to come in.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
You,
No, you got
you
it.
gonna remember that?
I will remember it. Yeah. I will.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's usually how it ends.
Yeah.
That's
So,
how usually, like,
yeah. So I'll stop here and then give it a little bit, and then it's and it sounds like this. This is where
yeah,
this train.
do that. Do that.
Okay?
Yes. Okay, so that'll give me that.
The same.
Perfect.
Right.
Yep. And I'm gonna leave both mics open so that way you guys can do a little bit of your shenanigans that you guys usually do.
Yeah. We do the shenanigans.
After,
But-
sounds like the train's about to leave.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, man, you know. And you can do some gargling, man.
Yeah, we can do
Gargle
the
some
don't forget the gargling effect at the end. Well, we're gonna do that after the Hellraisers finishes,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna fade out with him gargling.
Don't do that.
Yes, of
I can
course,
do
we're
that,
gonna do it.
I
Why
can do that,
not?
sure.
But you got to enhance it with digital delay or something. Got to do something.
Sun scenes.
You have to do something around here.
Sun scenes. All right.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
The Pat Metheny Group, with the 1987 masterpiece, the light, airy, yet melancholy Last Train Home. The tune that closes side one of the Pat Metheny Group's fifth studio album, Still Alive Talking. This classic album was recorded between the months of March and April of 1987 at the Power Station Recording Studios in New York City. Still Life Talking was a hugely successful LP upon its release in July of 1987. The album would go on to win the Grammy Award for Best Jazz Fusion Performance of that year. The tune, Last Train Home, is a great piece played entirely on an electric sitar, giving it that distinctive buzz sound that only the electric sitar can give. The Pat Metheny Group was founded in 1977 by composer-guitarist Pat Metheny and pianist-keyboardist-composer Lyle Mays. The group would incorporate a lot of Brazilian rhythms and would bring, throughout the years, a lot of Latin musicians on the group's tours and studio recordings. Most famously, Brazilian percussionist Armando Marcal. The group also worked on the excellent soundtrack to the 1985 film The Falcon and the Snowman, which featured the Pat Metheny Group's collaboration with singer David Bowie on the hit song This Is Not America. Pat Metheny has also released a string of solo albums and projects throughout the years. He has amassed a group total of 20 Grammy Awards and is the only artist to have won Grammys in 10 different categories. A true modern giant in modern jazz, Pat Metheny and the Pat Metheny Group with Last Train Home from 1987. Oh, and it sounds like this train has reached its destination until the next Music Vault show.
Now, wait a minute. I thought you were going to play The Last Train to Clarksville.
No. No, not that one.
By
Not
the
that.
Monkey.
No, this is Last Train Home. We're going home
Oh, my
now.
God.
Which is,
Wait here.
we're going home now. This is the end of the show.
Oh, my God. Well, let me tell you something right now. Hey, it's PDB and
CL Cool.
the Music Vault. 60s and beyond, beyond. We'll see you next time, folks.
Until next time, folks.
¡Ah! ¡Qué claro! ¡Me cabe! ¡Ay, Dios mío!
Yeah, we're going to do the gargle. We're going to do the gargle after the course.
What?
You should have mentioned the video.
What video?